Hello, I'm Debbie Hayes, and this is at World of Pets podcast. I would like to introduce Anthony, who's here as our co-host, and Quyen as our guest tonight. We have we have we want our pets to live a good long time, but we want that to be a healthy life, not just because we don't have the heart to say goodbye to them. So we do feel here that we have found something that is beneficial. The quote unquote active ingredient being a medicinal mushroom. And we talk about that occasionally. You can find more about it at debspets.com. But mostly we just study all things about pets. So tonight we're going to talk about fostering and a unique fostering program in Utah. And then we're also going to talk about what you need to do if you are going to an adoption fair with the intention of adopting a pet. What would be good things for you to have in place, maybe questions for you to ask, and so forth. So Quyen, please go ahead. Tell us a little bit about yourself and tell us what you feel is important here.
Sure. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me. My name is Quyen. I'm a real estate agent that loves dogs. I'm based in Salt Lake City, Utah. My partner and I foster dogs, sometimes adoptable, sometimes temporary placements for families going through a tough time. I'm excited to be here to talk about fostering, how you can get involved, and why it means so much to me.
Awesome. That's great. We're glad to have you. Thanks for being on with us tonight. And so we'll just go ahead and jump in. You can keep yourself unmuted, and we'll have a conversation back and forth. And
Okay.
So tell us a little more extensively, if you would, about the program where you said families going through hard times, you guys would foster the dog. So, for example, I'm a disabled veteran that's had quite a few surgeries over the last 3 years. I'm also a single parent, so I live by myself with 3 kids half the time. And so, like, if I was in a situation where I was having another surgery and was unable to care for my dog and take care of my dog, from what I understand, you guys would be willing to step in a situation like that and take care of the dog until I was able to get back on my feet. Is that what the program is like?
Yes. So it's, to my knowledge, I'm only aware of one organization here in Utah that does this, and their name is Ruff Haven. So in situation like you just mentioned, you would contact them, and let's say you have to be in a hospital or you're unable to take care of your pet for a little while, and you contact them. They set your pets up with a foster family like mine, and they'll work it out with you on the timeline. It could be up to 60 days or up to 90 days, and then after that, the pet will go back to you. Yeah, so it's a great program when you think about reasons that people have to surrender their pets to the shelter. Many of them are temporary, right? So it's really sad to think that someone might have to give up their pet forever for a temporary crisis. Also, many people get stuck in difficult situations because they worry about their dog. So, for example, domestic violence, right? So, if they need help, but they worry about who's going to take care of their dog, they may avoid getting help. So, so the program, so Ruff Haven will step in and help them.
So you mentioned 60 or 90 days. Is it possible if it's less than that? Do you foster for less than that in this particular program or not?
So I don't know the exact details of the program for Ruff Haven, but that's for them to work it out with the pet owners. But there's yeah, if we go to their website, it will say that there's a possibility of extension, or it could be less if the family is able to take the pets back sooner, and you can work that out with Ruff Haven.
Okay. And then do the owners who are going to be getting their pets back, do they have a chance to sort of vet um, the temporary foster parents and approve of them, or is it just that there's not, since it's an unusual program, you have to go with what you get?
Yeah, so I can't speak on that side of the fence of the operations. Like I can speak on my experience as a foster parent, foster home. So they'll, they protect the family's privacy, and so we don't know anything about the owners or their situation. We send pictures of the dog to the foster coordinator every 2 weeks, so they can share with the family, and we just give the dogs lots of love until they can go back to their owner. Um, yeah, so we don't have direct contact with the family or with the pet owner.
All right. So the other thing that I remember reading in your bio as I was reading over the email is that you're passionate about doing pet foster work. So tell me a little bit about that, how you came into it, why you're so passionate about it, and how your experiences have been, why you enjoy it so much.
It's very rewarding. Um, Not to say that it's easy, right? So how did I get started? In 2022, my partner was on almost a year deployment, and some days were a lot harder than the others. So a friend of mine at the time, who has been involved in the rescue community, the dog rescue community for many years, suggested that I foster a dog because there was a huge need at that time. So shelters were full, and dogs in many places would have to be euthanized for space. So that's how I started in it, and I haven't stopped since then.
Awesome. It's amazing. So how often do you take in fosters?
Quite often. It also just depends on how fast they get adopted. So when we started out, we travel a lot also, So we would foster for maybe a week at a time, but then we don't travel as much anymore. So now we're able to keep the dog for a longer time, and so some of them may stay with us for 3 months or even 6 months. And when they get adopted, then we get another one.
Very cool.
So on social media, you see, people will post about fostering and pets that they've gotten that, or maybe they even picked them up on the side of the road because it was obvious that they got adopted or abandoned. Excuse me. So, what is the worst? I mean, or unusual circumstances? It doesn't have to be the worst, but unusual circumstances that have come. Have you had that with adoptions or fostering? I mean,
So the question is, what is an unusual foster situation?
yeah, just have you had to, or have you had the pleasure of, I guess, adopting a dog who was maybe abandoned on the side of the road or something like that?
Not adopting, but she was my second foster. So so she was one of the many puppies that were rescued, and they were abandoned on the side of the road. And so a rescue picked them up, and they were looking for a foster home to put them in. So I raised my hand, and so the first one was Miko. He was timid but very easy, right? So we ended up adopting him, and so with Miko, um, since he was so easy, I thought at that time, okay, I can do this, right? And the second one was that puppy that was abandoned on the side of the road. She was a tough case. It was like, oh my God, what have I got into situation? She had terrible separation anxiety and did not do well at all when I was out of her sight for a second. She would pee everywhere in the house when that happened. So for a few days, I felt trapped, and all I did was really cleaning after herself. Right. So the rescue group was eventually able to find another foster home to put her in. Now she was very chill, and she would just lay there if she could see me. But if I had to get up, go for a shower, take the trash bins out to the front, then she would bark her head off and pee somewhere in the house. So she would do fine in a household that had more than one person, but I was by myself at that time, so it didn't go so well.
I do that too. I bark my head off and pee when I'm by myself. It's an anxious thing, I can't help myself. And, I'm just kidding. Anyway.
Or you just keep the door closed and you're
right. I just
hear you, right?
Well, I live by myself half the time, and so it's just me, the dog. So let me ask you this: when you because you have your own pets as well, ones that aren't adopted or that aren't currently in foster care, they're yours. They belong to you and your partner. So tell me about the situation. Let's say you take in a foster care or a temporary rescue situation, and the animal is just either unsure or very aggressive. How do you keep them from your animals? How do you keep them separate? How do you deal with a situation like that?
Okay, so we have a certain setup in the house, right? We have gates in between places or in the hallway, so we can quickly separate the dogs if needed. And we make a safe and comfortable spot for the new foster while we observe their personality and let them get adjusted to the new space. We also follow the methods used or supported by vets and pet behaviorists. So, for example, Fear Free, you go to fearfree.com, you can see a lot of materials and how to introduce dogs to each other and how to handle them safely. And we never push them to try to get along. Right? We use a method that works for us. It's called sniff, see, and meet. So the 3 steps. We give the new dog time in our home without our dogs around. And we let it snip around the house, right? And then we take them on for parallel walks on leash a lot. So lots of walks together, and sometimes it will be a few days or weeks before the dogs can interact off leash, and they would never be unsupervised. Yeah, so they each has their own designated spots for eating and sleeping as well. So really, you watch their body language and just kind of gauge if, you can gauge and see if this dog can immediately interact with your dog or not. But oftentimes we take it slow and we let them come to us at their own pace.
That's good. I mean, that's I think that's good. Even in real life, you're at the dog park and you see another dog and you're reading body language, approaching the dogs, making sure every pet is staying safe, and that you as the human are aware of the surroundings and the other animals and that kind of stuff. I think that's really important.
Yeah.
Let's shift gears a little bit. Let's talk about adoption events. So, um, what is your experience with adoption events, and what would you like people to know about them?
Adoption event in general, or the one I'm doing on August 9th?
Yeah,
Uh,
both. You talk about how you guys set yours up, what the difference might be like from a traditional one, and so on and so forth.
okay. Yeah, so I've helped with adoption events in quite a bit, and we help transport the dogs there and set up the gates and the playpens or crates,
Mhm.
and then we just greet people, answer questions about the dogs, and if I have a foster that is there at the event as well, then I usually stick around also to answer questions, because the point of having a dog in a foster home is um, for you, the foster parent, to know their personality and can talk about it, right? And help the dog to get adopted. So I don't usually just drop them off and leave. I'll stick around. If I have to go somewhere, I'll go and then I'll come back. But oftentimes I will stick around, help them answer questions. And then, when it's done, then I'll help pack it up and go home. So that's in general.
So what would you recommend if, say that I'm going to an adoption fair and I'm going with the intent of possibly adopting a dog? What would you think that I would need to have ready when I get back or take with me, or what questions should I be asking while I'm there?
So first, we should know that it's forever, right? If we go with the intention to adopt, we have to understand that it's not easy work, right? Having a dog is a huge commitment and a big responsibility, right? So if we go with that mindset first, that would be super helpful. And then know your limit and your boundary. So, say if you have another dog at home that would not get along with smaller dog, for example, then you would have that information with you and be able to pick a more compatible dogs for your pet at home, right? Um, Other than that, I don't think you have to really prepare anything else. You just have to prepare mentally that it's a lifetime commitment.
What about like breed specific information? So, for example, you're going to an adoption event and you see, a specific breed of dog. Let's say a beagle's there, and you're wanting to know more information about the beagle. Is there a way for you to look in advance at what dogs through your organization would be available for adoption, so you can do some breed specific research?
Yes, so they have them on their website, and so most of the dogs that or I'm speaking for Hearts for Paws because I work with them a lot, and I can't speak for all the rescues, right?
Hmm.
So usually they have them on their website or on Pet Finder. You can go there and take a look ahead of time, or on their Facebook as well. They regularly post new puppies or new dogs that they have, and the but also they don't always have everyone on there because they sometimes it comes in and goes really fast. So someone would have to keep up with the task of updating the site. So say they have 10 or 20, you may not see all 20 there on their website.
Mm-hmm.
So the only way you can really, really know what all they have is to ask them at the event. Most
I
of it will be online, but like I say, they oftentimes they can keep up with updating it um, at the pace that they take them in and adopt them out.
I think when we talked first, you and I, a while ago, that you were saying that your agency is one of the ones that does home visits before the adoption takes place. Is that right?
Yes. So the foster parent, like, right? So say someone wants to adopt my foster. My current foster is Papa's. Okay, so someone put in an application, then Hearts for Paws will let me take a look, and foster gets to approve the potential adopter because they trust that you would know the dog better than them, and you would know whether this can potentially be a good family for the dog. So then I get the application, I call them up, and we schedule. We go to their house, assess the house, and then see how the foster interact with them, and if they have any pets, we also observe that. And then if I see that okay, it's a good fit, then we'll just do the adoption paper.
So, okay, so the reason for my question is that marketing pet products, if I do some kind of a fair, I'm usually by the adoption booth, so to
Ah,
speak. And so I've been by them where you just went in and signed papers and the person could walk out with the pet. And I've also been where even though it's initiated at an adoption fair, there's still a home visit before they finalize the adoption. So
some
I'm in your opinion on that.
Yeah, so some organizations do that. I'm not aware whether House for Paws does that often, but Celestial Zoo is the one that I know. Celestial Zoo is another rescue group that I'm involved with here. They do even at the adoption event. Someone fill out the application and they don't get to take the pet home right away that day. They'll make an appointment and then they'll go by and take a look at the house before they finalize the paperwork. Yeah.
And of course, all the dogs before they're fostered or adopted out, they're all health screened and all that stuff, so that when somebody comes, the dog's pretty much already had a basic health screening and it should be good to go, right?
Um, Sorry, I just
Like as
don't.
far as a vet's looked at the dog, said the dog's fairly healthy, the dog is ready to go. There's no major concerns about the dog being adopted out.
Oh yes, yes. They would never adopt out any dogs that have medical issues. They all been vetted, yeah, up to date on vaccinations and all that. Yeah. And then with Hearts for Paws, I know that let's say you adopt a dog from them, and a couple of years down the road, life happens. For some reasons, you can't take care of the pet anymore. You will bring them back. They ask that you bring back the pet. They'll take them back instead of putting the pet up for adoption on Facebook, for example, or in the shelter. So they'll take it's a lifetime. They'll even 10 years down the road, if you need their help to take the dog back, you just bring it back.
Yeah. So Deb asked earlier about what people would need. They come to an adoption fair and they want to adopt a pet. They should probably make sure that they've got, appropriate food on hand, leashes, brushes, toys, maybe whatever's needed to take care of the dog, some treats. Don't say that word too loud. My dog's laying right here. But anyway, you would probably want to people would probably want to bring those type of things, right? Make sure that they've got everything they need to set up for the dog.
Well, the thing is they may not know how big the dog is that they're going to adopt. So usually the adoption events would take place in a pet supply store,
Mm-hmm.
which is very convenient. So what I see is a lot of time people would come and adopt a pet and then they go and buy the supplies right there that would fit their pet. So if you don't have everything set up at home yet, it's fine. You just come and unless of course it's not at a pet supply store, right? then you should have that ready. But as far as the leash, and yeah, the leash goes, you don't know the size until you get the dog.
Yeah, that
That's,
makes sense.
yeah, and in Tucson, the ones that I've been like next to, well, I take that back. One was at the community, some have been at the community center, but there's also sometimes they have them outdoors. And so there's even at the community center, there wouldn't be a store right there. It's not a pet related neighborhood. So yeah, so you do have to come with some ready to take the dog home if you're dealing with one of those agencies that I mentioned that does not do a home visit first.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you're running that risk.
Yeah, so some don't do it. You
Yeah.
just adopt the dog right there, and then yeah.
I mean, yeah, I guess you never know then, what situation the dog's going into in all reality. Um, but I mean,
Yeah.
that's it. So is it solely dogs that you guys deal with, or is it other animals and pets as well?
For us, it's mainly dogs.
Okay.
We don't foster cats. We don't have experience with cats. Yeah.
That's
There
good.
are other rescue groups that specialize in cats, and I help them sometimes. Every now and then, they have one dog pop in, or they need help with some events. I may help them, but as far as fostering goes, we only foster dogs.
Okay. That makes sense. Let's circle back a little bit to the foster program, the one that helps families or individuals in need for 60 to 90 days. Is that just a charitable thing? Is there a fee involved for the individual or the family? Go into a little more detail about that if you would.
I won't be able to speak on the exact fees, and it is a nonprofit. Um,
Okay.
but yeah, I don't have information on how much they charge or is it free. I believe that it's free. We could find some more information about that on their website. If they have a lot of programs on there as well, and how people can get involved uh, beside fostering the dogs for them. And they also have a food pantry where you can go if you can't buy food, right? Can't afford to buy food for your pet. You can go there and pick up the food as well. Yeah, I think it's free, but don't quote me on it. I'm only speaking from my experience on this side of the fence as the foster parent. On the other side, how they hash out all the paperwork and the money and requirements, that I don't know.
Um,
But
can you,
the program is so needed, right? I hope we'll see more similar programs like this everywhere else. It's just a great way to help humans and pets, right?
yeah, that,
Yeah.
I was going to ask a question. I'm having a senior moment. Go ahead, Anthony.
No, I was just, it sounded like my daughter was coming through the floor up there. So I was just texting her, being like, what the heck is going on? I mean, like, I heard, like, I thought the bathtub was falling through the roof or something. I was like, what the heck is going on up there? So she's still not answering my text. I'm trying to figure out, what are you doing up there? I guess her laptop.
Okay, I remembered. So could you tell us a little bit more details about the information, just in case people from the Salt Lake area look and you're having your event on the 9th? And where is it and all the details about it? So if anyone wants to come and what you have available, and, oh, and the special that you're offering as far as the adoption fee.
Okay, so adoption fees vary, uh, depending on the dog. So, but I know that the event will be on August 9th in Mill Creek at the Dogs Meow. It's a pet supply store, and from 12 to 4. So we've been fostering Hearts for Paws for a couple of years now. They do such an amazing work. I'm really excited to support him in this way. We will have many adoptable dogs, and a lot of them are under 10 pounds. And $75 portion of the adoption fees for 4 dogs are already covered. So whatever the fees is, 75 is already paid for. There will also be raffle with some awesome prizes from the local businesses. It's just a great chance to meet some dogs and support the rescue and come together as a community. For the dogs that get adopted, there will also be some gifts that will go with the dogs, and you will find out at the event. So raffles, the attendees will get more than one chance to win something. So you don't only get one raffle ticket, and there are multiple vendors there. So you get raffles, and then if you adopt a dog, $75 is already paid for, and then you also get some presents to go with that.
Oh, I like presents. I'll take treats. Dogs aren't the only ones that like treats. You can give me treats anytime you want to.
There will be treats.
Cheese, candy. I mean, I take it all. I'll even sit and I'll be nice to you for a treat. I mean, I do a lot of things for treats.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
presents
you'll
are
have
good.
the Salt Lake City area though, Anthony, to do that.
What's that? What's that?
You'll have to the Salt Lake City area to benefit from this.
Right, yeah.
So, well,
It's-
when thanks for
It's
coming
next
on.
week. You can. There's enough time to book a ticket.
Yeah.
So if you could have Wynn tell a little bit more in detail about her business life, and then close us out. Thank you.
Absolutely. Yeah. Go ahead and please tell us a little bit more about your business life, both on the real estate side and how that relates to the community work you do, and just, everything that you do involved with that.
Well, I'm a realtor and based in Salt Lake City, and I think we've been fostering and helping with dog adoption events for a while, and I'm always looking for ways to support rescue groups. That's my passion. It's really just about showing up for causes that I care about and creating something positive and fun that can bring the community together. Plus, who doesn't love an excuse to hang out with some dogs, right? So that's pretty much about me. Yeah, and then I know we don't have time to go into all. I know I sent you so many pictures. It was very hard to pick out.
Look at Baxter. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So Baxter was with us for 6 months. We had to resist adopting him. We loved that boy. But we had to, he found a wonderful family after 6 months. And then
Good.
got another one, stayed with us for 6 months also. He was a senior dog, and it took him a long time, but he did find an awesome retirement home as well. Yeah, so there are a couple dogs that are gonna be at the event. I don't know if we have time, but there's Bowie. I sent a picture of Bowie over, and Lamb, and then Papa's is my current foster. There's another one, Sammy. Sammy is, yeah. So Oliver was for maybe 3 or 4 months. We love that boy too. And Wally, that's the one, the senior that stayed for 6 months. He lost.
Yeah, but he's kind of a pumpkin head. So, I mean,
Yeah, he lost all his teeth, so the tongue is always hanging out. It was very cute.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I can see it over there to the side right there. Yeah, look at that. Oh,
Yes.
Wally.
Was,
And he likes to wear pumpkin hats. So, I mean, you can't beat that on the cuteness level. I mean, that's that's off the charts right there.
He's very cute, very sweet boy. Oliver, Wally, Baxter, the three that we had to resist adopting
Oh
because
yeah,
we want to be able to continue fostering.
sure.
It's hard.
Sure, that makes sense.
Yeah. Oh, and then there's other Sammy is another dog that he's been in foster for a year and a half, and we're just trying to help get him adopted. He doesn't have much interest at all. So.
Awesome. Well, thank you again so much, Wynn, for joining us. It was great to have this conversation with you. If people wanted to get a hold of your organization, what's the best way for them to go about that?
They could go to heartsforpaws.org, or if they want to reach out to me with any questions about fostering, adopting, they can go to nemasfarm.com. And that's the website that we built for ourselves to help promoting the dogs that we have in our foster in our home. And then as for my real estate, you can reach me at homesbywyn.com.
Awesome. Yeah, and there's the information right there. Look at that. Okay, good.
Thank you so much for pulling all these pictures up.
Yes. Oh, Emily's amazing, isn't she? We have a great engineer. So awesome. Well, Emily, thank you for what you did. Wynn, thank you again for joining us. Deb, thanks for filling in for David. I miss David. I can razz on him a little bit more, but that's okay. And as always, to all of our listeners out there, we just want to say that you are appreciated and you are valuable. And we'd rather have a 3 a.m. conversation with you than to hear about you on the headlines. So please feel free to reach out to us if you need anything, and we will do everything we can to assist you. And until we talk again next week, we hope you all have a great and blessed week. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, thank you.